Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we currently have some repairs to do. We're working on getting the Shadowhawk online, and we got some Gauss rifles last episode. We don't really have any mechs to put them on, but we're definitely going to be interested in having some sort of a direct fire support mech with those. No doubt about it. Let's tick forward for a little bit here. We'll get all of our pilots back, and of course we have our financial report, which is fully expected, but we don't drop below, what was that, 3 million C-bills? Was that 3 million? Hang on. Yeah, 3 million. I like it. Not bad at all. So the work on the Apollo is already done. The Centaur, Firestarter, and Trebuchet, they're not going to take very long, but we're prioritizing the repair on the Shadowhawk for right now. So we're just going to get all of that finished up. Accidental smugglers, huh? AC-5 ammunition, we'll return it. That's okay. We don't actually care about AC-5 ammunition. I think that you can sometimes get paid for that or something. I don't know. We could have kept it and sold it. That may have been the best way to go, but sure, we'll return it. That's fine. So we're going to get the Firestarter and the Trebuchet repaired here. One more day tick for the Trebuchet to be done. There we go. And now we've got 8 days left on the Shadowhawk and 9 days on the improved power conduits. But we're, of course, ready to deploy. We'll hop into our barracks and see if we can get any promotions. A point of tactics for Big Sly. Excellent.
Training complete.
And soon we're going to have to start making some actual choices on this. We'll have to start getting some of these skills. And that's going to be interesting. We'll see how we choose those. But for now, we're not at that point yet. So that's okay. There's our training done. We'll hop into the command center and let's take a quick look at what we've got available. I'd like to go down to these harder missions down here. So we've got 1.3 million with 627. That's pretty tempting. 1.4 with 627. This is a destroy base mission. Okay. We've lost a base to Comstar. I would rather not attack Comstar. What do we got here? So this is the Lyran Commonwealth. It's an ambush convoy, or we could do a capture base. What is this one, though? This is an escort mission. Who is the op for? It does not say. Targets the planetary government. Okay, this is a viable option here. This is a free priority salvage, so we can sit right here. It's an escort, which is going to be mildly awkward, but it should be fine. I think we'll accept this. We'll just run this mission. Should be okay. We'll have control. Yeah, Darius thinks we need more firepower. Darius has been very wrong about that thus far. So we've had plenty of firepower. We are going to be replacing the Firestarter with the Shadowhawk when it's done. And the Shadowhawk, it's got that MRM in there, right? It's a pretty decent cavalry punching boat. We'll see what it ends up actually feeling like. We'll probably need to make some changes to it. We're definitely going to want to get on there at least a couple of machine guns would be ideal. I don't think we have the weight for it right now, but we could definitely go for something like ferrofibrous armor or endosteel structure or something like that. It'll be a little expensive, but that's not the end of the world. So, of course, this loading screen will take a little bit. I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, so here we are loaded on in, and let's dive right into this. So it's an escort mission. Of course, we'll have control over the convoy vehicles. So that is absolutely great. And the question is, where is the spawn point and where's the evac point? This is a capture zone here. Okay, so we'll probably want to spawn somewhere like here. There might be a blocking force. Looks like there probably is. We'll spawn over here, and we'll just make our way into the capture zone. We don't know exactly where the evac point is going to be yet. Although, personally, I think we should. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It's probably going to be down here, though, is my guess. So we can definitely assume that. So for the moment... Oh, this is an ally force. I didn't expect an ally force. Sure. We'll take an ally force. That's deeply surprising, though. So we're going to just head up to the capture point. So far, we don't see any enemies. But we'll just head on up here. So yeah, if they're just going to run around over here, I mean, I'm assuming the evac point is here. So I'm not sure how helpful they're going to be in this position, but whatever. It's okay. Any amount of help is useful. So spawn protection has been removed. We can go ahead and spawn the units if we want now, and I'm going to. So we're just going to position up over here. The Apollo is going to close in, and the Scimitar is going to come up here as well. We're going to want to get up onto this road. This is almost certainly the route that we're going to be taking. Okay. So here we go. The convoy is now spawning in. Indeed. So, yep, this is the evac point here. So, local government reinforcements are here. Sure. So our Centaur is going to cruise forward on this road as much as possible. We don't have any eyes on them yet. That's a crosscut. Okay, that's a Maxim APC 3052 variant. That's a Stinger and a pack rat. Okay. For the time being, I'm not too concerned about these guys. We're probably not going to take too much for pot shots here, is my guess. But we'll see. Javelin firing on that pack rat. I don't think it got a single hit there. That's not shocking. They spawn basically in the escort zone, so that's reasonably fine. So we've got a J-27 here. Okay. I don't want to move this too far ahead. So we're going to reserve these back. Let's see, phase 16. We definitely want to move our fire starter. And we want to also move our trebuchet, or actually this is our Apollo here. We want to move our Apollo as well.
Got it, Commander.
There we go. And then we reserve this guy. Phenomenal. So that Stinger moves up the road a little bit. Sure, that looks fine. No problem whatsoever there. We've got these two. I want to reserve them because I want to move our trebuchet. And we'll just sprint up over to here. There we go. Next up, we're going to be moving our Scimitar. Although our ally's moving right now. What are you going to do? Firing on that Maxim APC? Okay. I don't think that did anything. Maybe those were mines that spread out? We'll see. For now, our Scimitar is absolutely going to need to make its way around here. Let's get up onto the road.
No shooting.
And then we'll just continue to move through. I want to move these guys kind of slowly. So at this point, we don't need to reserve them. I'm going to move them kind of slowly and keep them back behind this hill for right now. And let's see what else the enemy throws at us here. I'm not expecting too much here, really. Although once we arrive at the escort zone, there might be another lance that spawns. Okay, they're shooting at that Centurion. That was direct fire, so that Maxim might get hit pretty hard by our allies over there. That would be great. We'd be very happy about that. So let's see what else they do. The pack rat moves up a bit. It looks like they're mostly engaging our allies. Sounds great. That's distance from convoy route. Yeah, we have to stick to the convoy route, and we need to keep these guys moving pretty much, but we need to get ahead of them with our mechs here, so that is the current goal. Centurion moves over, does not fire, surprisingly. So we're just going to position this guy right here. That'll do. These are very, very weak vehicles, no doubt about that.
How can I help?
And our Centaur is, at this point, going to sprint on in over... We could go here, or we could go here. I think here's the better option. We can't fire at both of these, unfortunately, but we could position here. We can side arc this pack rat. We can front arc this Stinger, or we can fire on this crosscut. Now, the crosscut is going to be hit in the front arc. We have decent hit odds here, broadly. I don't expect to get too much out of this.
Confirmed.
But we'll fire on him and get some damage in there anyway. Yeah, not a lot out of it. That's about what I expected, to be honest. So the Apollo needs to sprint forward here. Absolutely. We'll get it up over here.
Double time. Let's go.
Checking hit odds. I don't expect hit odds to be good. Yeah, not worth firing. So they're probably going to start shooting at our Centaur. We've got a lot of evasive, and we're in cover as well. So the Centaur should be reasonably hard to hit. Yeah, they missed with the Stinger there. Excellent. Next up is, unfortunately, this J27. I absolutely want to reserve that.
Standing by.
Okay, we want these to be as late in the turn order as possible right now. So the crosscut is going to move out of cover there. That's a really bad spot to move the crosscut, in my opinion, in all honesty. Hopefully they start attacking this Maxim, our allies. That would be great. Okay, I guess going after the pack rat works. A little bit of frontal armor damage there. It's not great. Our trebuchet here is absolutely going to continue to close in here. We're not quite in an optimal position with it, but we're getting close. So 14.7, 12.5. Yeah, it's not really worth firing yet, but we're going to next round be able to start firing it. So that's all good. We could just have those guys hold still this round, actually. That may not be a bad idea. So just tell them to brace. And just be like, don't move. We need one round for our vehicles and for our mechs to get up here and engage them. So the Centurion is going to fire on that Maxim. It gets a little bit of damage in there, I guess. Now our Centaur is a little exposed here. We'll see how they end up doing with the pack rat over here. So far, they failed to hit it at all. They did not fire on it with the crosscut either. So the pack rat just moves up over here. Okay, I'm just going to brace our vehicles for the time being. The Scimitar, of course, is going to look to engage up over here. So we're just trying to move up as quick as we can. Next round, the Scimitar can engage. So that's great. Now the only one that hasn't fired yet is the Maxim APC. So that's looking great. Phenomenal, in fact. That means that they're not really going to get too much damage on the Centaur. They're firing on the Centurion here. Okay, I like it. So we're going to continue to brace our vehicles here. We just need one round for our mechs to get past them, and then we'll get moving with them. That's the idea here. So the next step is our fire starter, of course. The fire starter can position here.
Good to go.
And it has a shot on both the Maxim and the pack rat. It's front arc for both, and 60 armor in the front, 125. So we go for the pack rat here. Okay. Kind of low odds. Honestly, the fire starter is not all that impactful, so it's fine. At this point, the Centaur can move in. The question is, do we want to try to get in behind the Stinger? Yes, we do.
Ready to
We
run.
can eliminate this Stinger almost certainly with this rear arc shot.
Giving him everything I've got.
One super dead Stinger. I like it.
Battle mech down.
So that's excellent.
Waiting for orders.
Next up is our trebuchet. Now, our trebuchet still does need to sprint. Ooh, these are very awkward positions. Okay. Very awkward positions indeed. I guess we're best off, actually, to put it up on this ridge over here. That's ideal range for the pack rat. Yeah, we'll put it here for now. Much better hit odds on the Maxim APC, so we'll take that. Significant armor damage on that Maxim. Next up is going to be this J27. We are still bracing for this round.
Engaging coolant system.
There we go.
Stabilizing.
And next up is our Scimitar. So I'd love to get the Scimitar into rear arc of this crosscut. And what I'd really like to find here is a rear arc of the crosscut that is not within the minimum range of the AC5. Something like here. Beautiful. So we're going to fire this rear arc. We could eliminate the crosscut. It's not necessarily guaranteed.
Welcome to my Alpha Strike.
Yeah. So we didn't even breach the armor there. We hit the leg with the AC5, which was unfortunate, but definitely not the end of the world. So, this Maxim has significantly softened frontal armor. That command van is doing almost no damage, though. Okay. So next up, they're going to move their pack rat. That's no real problem. Let's see what they do with it. 10 damage into the trebuchet. Okay, I really don't care about that. That's fine. We took out 2 of those missiles with AMS. And the question is, well, we're still bracing these. we're going to move them next round because this Apollo is still a little ways behind. So I want to move the Apollo up. That'll be fine for now. The Centurion is going to fire on that Maxim APC, getting a tiny amount of damage in there. It does soften it up a little bit. The Apollo is going to sprint forward as far as it can, and I'd love to fire on one of these. Highest hit odds are on the Pack Rat. We'll take it, but it's probably not going to do much. We hit literally none of those missiles. That is very sad. That is actually quite unfortunate. The Firestarter can move in and physically attack the Pack Rat, and I absolutely want to do that. I don't think we fire the Flamers here. We just do a physical attack on the Pack Rat and fire everything else. Ooh, we missed the physical attack. That's unfortunate. But it's okay.
That did not hit.
Indeed it did not. We got a little bit of damage in there. We did lose our evasive due to that, but at least we have cover. The crosscut moves in phase 9. I'm just thinking here about how we want to handle that. There's some more damage into that Maxim APC from our ally. So, I mean, the crosscut's probably going to move in and attack the Firestarter here, if I had to guess. That's most likely what's going to happen. That's what I would do anyway. It was very sad that we missed that melee attack, but it's not the end of the world. Really, going for the trebuchet there. Interesting choice.
Reporting light damage.
That's not really the one that I would go for, but okay, whatever. So now is when the crosscut moves. This is a potential danger. It's got those heavy chainsaws, right? So it moves in and goes for the Firestarter. It fires its machine guns, but it didn't actually melee.
I've got your back.
Now that's intriguing. We're going to move our Centaur in over here, and we're just going to kill this crosscut. This is basically a guaranteed kill shot. Kaboom. One dead crosscut.
That's one less hostile on.
Phenomenal. Okay, so next up we've got the Maxim and the Pack Rat. That's all well and good. We're going to start moving the vehicles now. The Maxim takes a little bit more damage there. That looks solid. And the Firestarter, I really do want... The Maxim is significantly weakened in its front arc. Let's get in over here and attempt to do a kick here. Hit odds are 80%. We could even fire the Flamers. Something like this. 2 of the Flamers. Cool. Structure exposure. And I think it's dead. Oh yeah, phenomenal.
That's destroyed.
Lethal damage there, hilariously. And then next up is, of course, the Pack Rat. So the Pack Rat's easy enough to eliminate. We're going to bring in our Scimitar here. What is the armor like? Frontal armor? Okay, so we want to hit this in the frontal armor. Somewhere like here, although that's within the minimum range of the AC-5. That's much better.
Onward.
So we just fire on this Pack Rat, and it's out of here too. Cool. So we've got all those eliminated before we actually start moving these. I did intend to use them to help fire on the enemy, but we actually eliminated the enemy. So we need to bring this up over about here. That'll do for now. And our Apollo needs to sprint up as well.
Full throttle.
There we go.
Yeah.
Our Trebuchet can head over this direction.
All right. Full speed.
We're probably going to get another Lance when they hit the evac point. So we just need to position this here. And then we can position here.
Full throttle.
Phenomenal. Yeah, these guys are going to move around a bit and not really do much. That's fine. And we're going to need... We can't actually go here. Could we go here? Yes. Cool. So that'll do. Excellent. Couple more rounds until we get into the escort zone. We've just exited combat, so that will, of course, make this a lot simpler. And we're just going to head on over here for the time being. We're just going to head in as close as we can for the moment.
Rolling.
And can we head here? Nope, not quite. Nope, we can head here. Cool. I guess there. Nope, that's too far away. And finally... Oh, that's too far away too. Okay. This is the closest we can go. Cool. So allies are going to run around a bit. No problem there. No problem whatsoever. The real question here is, can we get into the escort zone all of these vehicles on the next round? Or will it take one more round? We'll find out. For now, our trebuchet is going to position down over here.
Coordinates received.
Our fire starter is going to go up over here.
Affirmative.
I'm going to put the centaur up over here for now, and the Apollo is going to continue to come in. The scimitar is just going to park out over here. It's going to start slowing down, though. Yeah, I think we can get all of these in. Maybe not, actually. What if we were to move this one? Can we get you into the zone? Yes. So we do that. Yep, more contacts. That is expected.
Position, Commander.
Next, I want to move this one and position it here. There we go. So they're all in the escort zone. Phenomenal. They now need to stay there for one round. So what do we have up here? We see a flea, a locust, a trooper, and a javelin. This does not look very, very threatening, all things considered. So our centaur is going to sprint up this direction and look to get closed in. I would like to fire on somebody here. Hit odds aren't great. We can fire on this flea.
Triggering an alpha strike.
But of course, hit odds aren't great because they just dropped in. So that's okay. We really probably should reserve and let them move first. Yeah, in all honesty, that's the way to go here. And that's what I should have done with the centaur as well. So they're going to move here. Let's see what they decide to do. This is going to be either their trooper or their javelin. Neither one really matters all that much. Firing at our centaur. They actually got a lot of damage in there. Surprisingly a lot. Okay. So this is a machine gun. There's nothing it can do. We're just going to brace.
Stabilizing. Engaging coolant system.
Next up is going to be their javelin. Actually, it's going to be this command van first. Doing a tiny amount of damage out over here, probably. But now the javelin is going to move. What do you got? Well, javelin? There you go. It moves in, but does not attack the centaur. Fascinating. This SRMs, we're not going to have any ability to deal with that, or rather to fire it, so we'll just not move it. We can't move it after it's in the evac zone, so that's fine. This locust is going to move next, although the javelin moves first. Now the locust. And then the flea moves next phase. Okay. So we'll see how that ends up going here. But I'm not expecting these to be particularly difficult to kill. It's just that they're a ways out there, right? So we'll need to move in and engage them, but we can definitely do that. Our cavalry units are pretty close already. Yep. This trebuchet is going to want to position somewhere like here.
Copy that.
We can fire side arc on this trooper. We can fire on this javelin. We can fire on the flea. Hit odds are going to be best on... Oh, wow. The locust moved way out over there. Okay. Hit odds are going to be best on the javelin, so we'll fire on that. It's not a lot of armor, but I'm not expecting a kill out of this shot. Indeed not. We're going to continue to close those in. For now, I want to get our scimitar. I don't really want to take this shot on the javelin. It's a tempting shot, right? This is a very, very tempting shot. But with our centaur right here, I don't want to do that. What I want to do is I want to move us up over this direction. Unfortunately, we don't get a rear arc on this trooper. So I think positioning about here. The javelin is still by far the best hit odds there. But I'm going to shoot at the trooper. I don't want to stray shot the centaur. We got a structure exposure on the trooper, so that's all good. Okay, next up is our Apollo. The Apollo can position here, and this is a really solid position, actually. Hit odds are low. We need to get a little closed in, but they're best on this javelin, and we'll fire that. Reasonable damage in there. All fire support stuff. It's softening them up a bit. For now, the flea is going to need to move. The javelin has 5 evasive, as does the trooper. We're going to be able to start taking them out very soon. We're just a ways away. So the flea moves up. That's fine. Fires on the Apollo. No issue there. It completely misses, and at this point, we've got this J-27.
Stabilizing.
We'll just brace that. Phenomenal. Centurion closes in a bit. We will brace you as well.
Stabilizing.
And next up is our fire starter. So the fire starter should absolutely sprint in over here.
Falling off.
Hit odds are best on this flea for the moment, so we'll just fire that. Hit odds are all low, but we did get a couple of hits in there. Structure exposure on the flea. So we'll take that. And there goes the convoy. So now all we need to do is eliminate the remaining units or get to the evac zone. We really don't need to get to the evac zone. We can just kill them. It'll be faster, to be honest, to kill them, I think. So at this point, I would love to get our Centaur in behind this Locust and chase that down. Unfortunately, there is no behind that Locust for right now. We could position here, though, with our Centaur. We're going to take some burn damage, and we could fire on either of these. Wow, these hit odds are low. Into forest, target move self, sprinted, enemy effects. Okay, noted. We're going to fire on this Centaur. We'll see what we get out of that. That's some decent internal damage. It's at least a knockdown.
A critical hit, lad.
Actually, it didn't knock down. Remarkable. It has like 1 HP left in that leg. Okay, so next up, our fire starter could come into that same angle. I think what we're going to do instead is we're going to put the fire starter about here. We can rear arc on this javelin. Hit odds are low, but I'm still going to take it. We get some internal damage there. I like it. Cool. That javelin fires something, but misses. LRMs, looks like. That's okay. No problem there. Centurion moves up, fires on that flea. That small amount of internal damage could theoretically roll a decent crit. Now, they have 3 14 movers here, so they can move their trooper, their flea, their javelin. And if I was them, I'd move the trooper. Yep, that's exactly what they're looking to do. But the trooper is still, like, super close to dead, right? It has 1 HP in that leg. So the scimitar, at this point, I'm going to actually move up over here-ish. Yeah, about here. We're going to fire on this javelin. Hit odds aren't the best.
Here it comes.
Hit odds are definitely not the best.
Succeeded in missing the target.
Yes, you did succeed in missing the target. That is true. Command van moves up, fires on that trooper. Does not hit anything, sadly. Okay, so now what are they going to do with the javelin and flea? That's the question. Are they going to flee? No. But they'll try to do something with them. Okay. So they're attacking our Centaur. That's not shocking. Cool. So at this point, our Trebuchet is going to close in over here. And we have decent hit odds on hopefully something. Pretty mediocre on all of these. So, target moved is the big one here. Yeah, they're just light mechs. Okay, we're going to fire on this trooper. We'll see what we get. Little bit of internal damage there. Not a whole lot. But I want this trooper gone. I was hoping we'd take out the leg there. We exposed the structure on the other leg. Noted. So now it's going to be this javelin moving. We'll see what it does. Comes out over here. Okay, they're opening up a lot of good avenues of attack for us, so I like that. Our Apollo should be positioning, like, down over this way-ish.
Moving to position.
Okay, so 42.1% is definitely the best hit odds we've had yet. We're going to fire on this javelin. It's going to be front arc, so we'll see how much damage we actually deal to it. Okay. 7 from 30 hit by AMS, so it's got a missile AMS. That's very rude. But they've got this Locust over here. What's it going to do? Come over and engage over here? We'll see. No, it's just kind of running around out in these trees. Okay. Sure. So our Centaur is going to move, and I really do want to get one of these mechs eliminated, right? The flea would be a good option. I'm just wondering, yeah, this would be rear arc on the flea.
Roger.
Okay. Yeah, the flea is super dead here. We've finally got a good roll on our sensors there. I like it. So the flea's out of here. Perfect. And next up, I mean, the trooper doesn't have very much left to it. Or actually, was that the trooper? This is a flea over here? Hang on, was I very confused? That might have been the trooper. Sure. Our Apollo actually rolled really high on the initiative, and I'm just going to put it right up over here. We're going to use it to eliminate this fleet. Hopefully. Hit odds aren't the best, but we'll see what we get there. Yeah, there we go. Core meltdown. Okay, good thing we had nobody nearby. So that's absolutely great. Next up would be our Firestarter, looking to come in on this Javelin. I'd like to get in the rear arc here. Probably not firing all of these lasers. Maybe something like this. Sure. So we'll get into the rear arc, melee the Javelin. Nice. So the Javelin loses its evasive. And we did take out the torso as well there.
Reporting critical hit.
And the pilot ejects. Okay, perfect. So now all we need to do is get our scimitar out over on this Locust, right? So we'll head out over here as much as we can. Those guys all died very abruptly. No doubt about that. Our Trebuchet can move up over here. We can lob some LRMs at this Locust. I don't expect to get much out of that. Yeah, absolutely nothing. I wish this guy was properly engaged with us over here, but we'll see what he does. He moves now. Maybe he'll come this way. It wouldn't be smart, but he'll probably run away. That's what they tend to do. No, actually, he does come up over here and rear attacks our Centaur. Okay. Centaur's taken a decent amount of armor damage. No doubt about that. But that flea is super dead.
Talk to me.
Like, super duper dead. Do we want to melee it here? We could melee it here. You know what? Let's do it.
Aye, aye.
So we're going to physical weapon it.
To hell with the weapons.
Unfortunately, we missed that.
Break 'em in two.
But that's okay. We're going to do a lot of damage with this follow-up attack, in theory. Emphasis on in theory. That got almost nothing done. Okay. It gets to move right now. Yeah, that got almost nothing done at all. Let's see what the Locust does here. It rolled its initiative nicely, so it gets to move almost twice in a row. It moves down over here and attacks the Firestarter. That's a bad call. It should not do that.
Damage is light.
How much evasive did it get out of that? It got the same 7. Okay, so our Trebuchet is going to need to be positioned ideally a little further away. This is like minimum range, right? So something like this
Got it.
is better. We'll see what we can get out of it, but what we really need to do is get a solid hit on that thing and get rid of its evasive. Maybe we get that out of these LRMs, but I kind of doubt it. Actually, that was okay.
I think things are going.
A couple of heat sink destructions there. And we did breach the armor on it. Command van fires up over here, gets nothing done.
Orders?
At this point, our Scimitar should move in. Yeah, that's a minimum distance issue. We can move in over here. Hopefully we don't stray shot our Firestarter. We might.
Bon appetit.
Okay. I was hoping that we got the evasive off of it. Unfortunately, we didn't. We can definitely move in here, though, and attack with our Firestarter. We can do a kick here, not run the flamers. We can run the lasers and do something like that. Let's see how we do. We missed the melee attack. And we missed the lasers as well. Okay. Unfortunate.
My max.
Very unfortunate indeed. So the Centurion is firing on that Locust, and it got nothing. Okay. This thing's hard to hit, no doubt about it. However,
How can I help?
our Centaur is in position now. We can simply move in literally just here. Okay.
Confirmed.
And we can fire on this guy. Hopefully we don't stray shot the Firestarter too badly. Yikes. That was a fair amount of stray shot into the Firestarter. We didn't breach the armor, though, and we took out the Locust.
I'm under heavy.
So it's all good.
Mission successful.
Well, that last shot could have gone a lot better. In fact, fighting that flea in general could have gone a lot better. I think that's pretty clear. There's not going to be all that much good salvage here. Maybe a couple of components. I'm not too interested in most of the chassis that are going to be available here. Those were all very, very light. I was hoping to have some heavier mechs there that we were up against, but unfortunately it did not happen. That's okay. Let's just head through here. Beautiful. Do we want a javelin? No, we don't want a javelin. The answer to that is absolutely no. For machine guns, though, machine guns are actually pretty useful, particularly for things like our Shadowhawk, which we know we're interested in having that. Saved machine gun ammo as well, and a half-ton of machine gun ammo. We'll take all of that for the purposes of the Shadowhawk. And then beyond that, 16 heat sinks all in one stack, some ferrofibrous armor. That could definitely work. Or we could go, instead of the heat sinks, we could go FCS melee. So we ditch the heat sinks. Honestly, we have lots of heat sinks. 16 is a lot, but we can just grab the FCS melee. Where did that go? Here it is. So something like that. Beautiful. And that is designed exclusively for dealing with our Shadowhawk, right? For adding things to our Shadowhawk. It's also got the chainsaw, so that would be good. A small laser, potentially. Regular armor, case, melee, couple of ferrofibruses, a standard fusion engine that we can get rid of, generic structures that we can get rid of. SRM ammo, we'll keep that around. Cool. That all looks absolutely great. In terms of damage, it'll be a little bit, no doubt about that, but I'm happy with that salvage. So that's all absolutely great there. The next question, of course, is how exactly long is this going to take to repair? We also need to get the Shadowhawk a little bit more up to scratch. It's in a temporary situation right now. Once it gets fixed, it should be very, very quick to get it readied up for the next thing, right? We're probably going to want to toss in ferrofibrous armor. Most likely, assuming we have the slots for it, which we almost certainly do. And then beyond that, I want to slap in those machine guns. If we can put in the chainsaw, that would be great. The small laser would be good too. Yeah, go ahead and do that, Yang. That all looks good. So the Shadowhawk is 8 days away. Okay, this'll work. This'll work. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to get that Shadowhawk a little bit upgraded, hopefully. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.